present for institutional advancement here at the college. I'd like to start this morning by thanking you for joining us today for Dr. Fox's State of the College and for our Alumni Award recipients. Before we begin our program, Bella Voce, a talented group of a cappella singers who are auditioned from the college choir, who are directed by Linnell Gray Moss, will perform for you. Please welcome Bella Voce. The ninth president of Mary Baldwin.
Good morning. Good morning. It is such a great opportunity to share with you some of the momentous, evolving times of our great college today, but it is our special privilege to welcome you back. The blossoms are just about to burst forth. Some of them are already on their way, and over the next week they will shine in a certain and lovely welcome of how privileged we are to have each one of you back here for your reunion with us. You are celebrating your classes with particular pride in the O's and the 5s. It's been a bit since you gathered last. Here's the 2010 class picture and some of your banners from the last parade of classes and the Grafton Society celebration in 2010. But you have been certainly boldly Baldwin sisters across the ages and around the globe. You live the boldly Baldwin qualities. You have demonstrated the confidence to lead, the compassion to serve, and indeed the courage to change the world. So we celebrate you, Reunion 2015, in taking 5 to the power of 2, in honoring this occasion of your homecoming where wisdom reckons, in these hills where beauty dwells, invoking the magister and grandeur of our ongoing traditions, because you embody our enduring strengths. O's and 5s have special qualities, as you do: balance, completion, fundamental values, and virtues. Think, for example, 5 is the number of harmony and grace. There are 5 fundamental virtues. Of course, I would say there are 5 lines in a staff of music. And the zeros, the nulls, the noughts, the decades, not that, but the tens, that containing all numbers and therefore all things and possibilities. A radix, or turning point of counting. 10 is the completion of journeys and a return to origins. Odysseus wandered 9 years and returned in the 10th. And 10 is the number of cosmos, the paradigm of creation. So we celebrate the fact that in our histories, these O's and 5s have been continual anchors and punctuation points. Beloved Agnes McClung died in 1880. The seminary was renamed in honor of Mary Julia in 1895. First blue stocking in 1910. Mrs. Grafton joined the college in 1930, and exams began without proctoring in 1935. This is still a highly cherished tradition and privilege among our students, lived also because we value and embody the honor code still. The first Alumnae weekend was in 1935, and the first Apple Day picnic in 1940. 1950, science moves to its own building before it eventually moved in here. And between 1955 and 1965, many of you lived this. Enrollment in this college doubled. 1960 marked the momentous visit of President Eisenhower, and I have a photo of that for you shortly. If you were here in 1970, you were allowed to have a car. We started our long-cherished association and ongoing with our Japanese sister institutions with Doshisha Women's College in 1980. Dr. Tyson became our 8th president in 1985, and that's the year that the program for the exceptionally gifted opened. Between 1985 and 2010, 1,810 women and men graduated from the adult degree program, our pioneering first adult program in Virginia. 1995, of course, this was the entering year of the founding Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership class. And in 2000-2001, beloved Dean Lott retired after an illustrious tenure. 2005, we went back to the orchard. We'd had carnivals going on since 1935, but the tradition of actually going to the orchard and gleaning apples had fallen away until one beautiful fall afternoon in 2005 when we went back to the orchard, opened our new Global Honor Scholars Program. 2010 class were the first for our leadership gateways for cohorts of community for every entering student, and the organization of our academic strengths into schools of excellence. Class of 2010 had the first of a new tradition, the candle lighting after convocation evening, where the flame is passed around Page Terrace. And just this year, the opening of the newest member of our constellation of communities, the Murphy-Demick College of Health Science and our College of Education. This coming Friday, we formally dedicate a campus, a college, and a building in that lovely new place on its own hills in Fishersville. And as we come to this point of engaging evolution of the institution once more, we consider what is the best way to capture the name and status of our institution. So let's just take a little pictorial tour of some of these things. We go back to our important but somewhat humble beginnings in the earlier years of the administration building after it was, of course, erected in 1844. But remember, and I said in 1880, Agnes McClung died. When she died, this was Augusta Female Seminary. Absolutely stunning when you think how Miss McClung and Mary Julia had led the institution through the Civil War to such a visible and thriving point. I still have it on my fond wish list of dreams that maybe somehow those fountains and a bit more of that particular moment in time might yet be restored to the front lawn of the administration, because you'll see as we go through this history that this is our anchor, these are our columns. Just watch so much of what you lived and what everybody lived in front of that building. Cover of the Blue Stocking, remember I said the first one was 1910. A few of you have asked me over the weekend, where did that squirrel come from? Right there? That's the Baldwin family crest. So that squirrel is ever present with us. This is what McClung Hall looked like that year in the first issue of the Blue Stocking. So administration in 1930, when Martha Grafton arrived, and a few of you heard me tell stories over the past couple of days that she came to Mary Baldwin right out of Agnes Scott, but she told President Jarman that she would be leaving after 2 years because she was getting married. He said, So calls Dr. Grafton in, offered him a job. That afternoon they got married in Waynesboro. So the college was absolutely here to keep her with us. But that year when Martha Grafton arrived, this was the library. Of course, then that became the Martha Stackhouse Grafton Library. Some of you probably signed the petitions that named that library in her honor. Some of you carried the buckets of dirt that filled the planters for the commencement, which was held for the first time in front of the library. So we truly honor her. And likewise, Dean Lott retired in 2000, announced his retirement in the fall of 2000. I don't know if you can read what it says under his name over there, it says, but can you read it? Oh man, this is dogma. That's Dean Lott, all right. Class of 1935. As they were invested with their robes on Founders Day, this tradition continues. This was this October, on Mary Julia Baldwin's birthday. Class Day in 1940, all lined up in their beautiful white dresses in front of the administration building. Opening of the year in 1945. So I would say those are cold, boldly Baldwin women, and here is their warm, sunny, boldly Baldwin dress. So here's that first Apple Day, 1945. Somebody recently bought at an antique market and brought to my office, if not that crate, one of those crates. So we still have it. I have it in the fireplace in the president's office. Apple Day got going on, court, in 1950. Beautiful shot in the leaves in front of the administration building, the senior class officers. Class Day, again on the lawn in 1955, and Apple Day of 1955. And here's that squirrel again. So you see it's really ever present, this squirrel. Here's the gathering to welcome President Eisenhower that I mentioned in 1960. So a momentous occasion there. The steps have been the subject of many other momentous occasions, such as 4 years ago in the fall, when we stood there and Lieutenant Governor of Virginia announced that the Heifetz International Music Institute would be locating here at Mary Baldwin College. So ever the important place of gathering. Now inside in 1960, Care packages arrived for Christmas. And another apple day. Could stroll up the front steps. And then, 1965, here's the squirrel. Okay, is this person present today? Do you know who that is? I just love to know something about the quality of that, you know. Was it excitement because there was good mail? Was she mad because there wasn't any mail? I don't know what it was. Hair fashions have evolved a good deal. I remember how much we disliked those awful hairdryer plastic hoods with or all the things that we had to go through, including orange juice cans to set our hair in those times. But here is the class of 65 when you entered on the administration steps in the fall of 1961, and then getting a little sun above that. A little rain in 1970, umbrellas piled up outside of Hunt. The relatively new at that time tradition of Junior Dads and Family Weekend, but now a cherished and ongoing tradition. Here's those cars arriving on campus and the science building, this building here, starting to be built. And you can see it in the distance there at commencement, it's your commencement in 1970. I think it's a beautiful picture. 1975, well, you had cars, but there was a gas shortage. Can you see that in the corner there? Lots of fun. Great apple day in 1975. Looks like it was a beautiful, clear day. 1980 blue stockings. Those wonderful Sunday parties. Oh, have I heard stories about those wonderful Sunday parties. Must have been one fine apple day. I had a really hard time picking out just a few pictures. Miss Lynn, are you here this morning? Here she is. She's trying to hide back there. Miss Lynn Gullen in the corner down there. Dr. Tyson's first portrait in her office when she arrived in 1985. And in 1985, Apple Day, their festivities were worm busters, I guess. If you still have that, do you still have that t-shirt? No. And some different fashions, moving right out there in 1985. And some important recognition, again, to celebrate our distinguished programs. If I took the time to read the text of this article on the left about the adult degree program, it was written by James Harrington, who is still a professor and teaching in the adult degree program here, who talks about this program being singled out nationally as a model. Again, that kind of cycle of innovation, that entrepreneurial extension of our mission to other programs. The same for the entering classes for the program for the exceptionally gifted here with mother and daughter interview. I don't know what to say about that. Finals in 1990, and for those of you who remember beloved Bob at 7-Eleven, this picture there from your blue stocking. And Mr. Kelly and Kelly Warner on Apple Day, her princess in 1990. 1995, Christmas cheer, again another ongoing cherished tradition, and the arrival of the first classes, the first VWIL cadets in 1995. Stories about their experiences. 2000 was the 15th anniversary of PEG. You see the 5th class of VWIL there, and commencement in 2000. Class of 2005. Gladys and Vic, the student government president, are in the middle there. And this is from Junior Dads from the class of 2005, that ongoing, and the VWIL parade to set off Junior Dads weekend. Hairstyles continue to evolve. And last but certainly not least, the class of 2010. They were dubbed as they came to us and proclaimed on the banners throughout campus as the perfect 10. This was their leadership gateway experience, their first candle lighting that I told you as began a new tradition. Here are the student government leaders for that academic year, the celebration of our Capstone Festival, which now each May presents outstanding undergraduate research, and this May will present its 10th annual Capstone Festival. And the seniors at Spring Fling, oh Lynn, sorry, there's Lynn again, having a good time with Gladys, having their own May Day celebration, a beautiful choir concert, and then their commencement. So why don't you give yourselves a big hand? Think about all of that. So that's why when we began to prepare to think about your reunion this year, we wanted to make this clear connection to the past, to the present, and to the future, to that continuity of image of light that you see here, connection of our traditions, whether that be the original alma mater of Mary Baldwin, to which we add now with great respect, and which we will sing at the conclusion today, the hymn to Mary Baldwin. And in the pictures that were in your beautiful reunion brochure, you can see juxtaposed side by side the continuity of tradition that I've just highlighted by going back through our history from 1880. You can see and know that the traditions are cherished, the traditions are alive. This is your Mary Baldwin. The students feel the same connection, have the same artistic and creative passions, play the same sports. Gladys is still here. Cherish the faculty at the heart of our traditions. Some of our outstanding current faculty, and the very strong emphasis that we have on undergraduate research. Experiential, May-term traditions very much still alive and strong in global service, particularly through the outreach of the Spencer Center, and this is just one of the most precious. The joy on Dr. Spencer's face, that was the opening day of the Spencer Center for Civic and Global Engagement. Other service opportunities through May term, this, for example, was a project in the Middle River to reclaim plastic from the waste cycle and fashion it into exquisite sculptures, which were then displayed in a public show downtown and auctioned off to benefit the cleanup of the Middle River. Likewise, a project that we did with Claudia Bernardi, our artist in residence in the Spencer Center. Through oral history interviews, the students one May term recovered the nearly lost oral history of the African American communities of Stanton and created together these traveling murals which go throughout the public schools in our community so that all may know about the history of this important aspect. So we come to this academic year. We have annual themes each year. And this year, the theme for the college, and therefore for the class of 2018, is roots, in particular, deep roots and bold future. I don't think there could be any more fitting theme, even though it was selected 3 years before we just knew how fitting it would be to have it this year. To know that it would be transmitted to our classes, that we would open our school year with the same kind of bonding and friendship of community from students. At this evolving point in time, where we have launched a new strategic plan, Mary Baldwin 2020. So I want to pause here just for a minute to say, we are engaged in an evolution. It is a very important moment for Mary Baldwin College. I've been involved in strategic planning throughout my academic career, but I've never been involved in a process that I think the stakes were higher, the research was more thorough, the engagement of the community was so extensive. Because our institution, like most other institutions of higher education in the United States, took great stock in what happened after 2008 and in the time after the Great Recession. We made a lot of difficult choices. Out of those choices, we exercised a lot of discipline. And from that process came the roots of this strategic plan, which included the planning for and now the opening and realization of the Murphy-Deming College of Health Science. But we were able to do this because of what this institution has always been, because that's our spirit. We have always innovated. We have always stayed ahead of the curve. We have found every solution. We refuse to fail. We refuse not to succeed in extending the mission for this institution. So I pause to say that because that's what's in you, that DNA. That's where the college is now. And that's what drives this new strategic plan. All of that chutzpah, that spunk, that spirit that is this institution has been continually animated throughout our history by vision. Vision acted in the sense of this quote of Nelson Mandela: action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision with action can change the world. So what is our vision for Mary Baldwin 2020? Here it is. In 2020, Mary Baldwin will be recognized as a distinctive small university committed to academic excellence and united through a constellation of communities that empowers a broad range of learners to exceed expectations and pursue lives of purpose. That's a vision, but it's also a renewal of values. It's rooted in all of our same core values and traditions that we have respected as an institution since 1842. So who are we, Mary Baldwin College today? This is our constellation of communities. This is now. So it's still a highly personalized program. It's still the same curriculum as the residential undergraduates get, but we do offer more of it in a highly personalized online environment, as you can see here for an ad for the Baldwin Business online part of that program. Shakespeare and Performance, one of our newer stars from 2000, is unique in the United States in being the only graduate program in Shakespeare that has a partnership with a major Shakespearean organization, that being the American Shakespeare Center, of course, and the only recreation of Blackfriars Theater, with a resident troupe that trains and is associated with several international organizations. There is no other graduate program like that, which gives every entering student the opportunity to have their first academic experience be to walk together from this campus to see a play together. No other students in the United States do that. Likewise, our College of Education has coalesced this fall. 25% of the credit hours in the college are in education, and a vision to utilize all the breadth and depth of liberal arts education to infuse cutting-edge educators. And the vision that drove the Murphy-Deming College of Health Science, it was a vision. Will be is already becoming as the vision becomes reality. You know, when Mrs. Smith and I stood on that hill seeking some sense of a quality of environment like what we have here, and moved the process forward with her generosity in becoming the Murphy-Deming College of Health Science, and with an amazing team of partners. You know, these kinds of visions, people have profound faith in these visions. So the County of Augusta invested $500,000. Our partners, Crescent Developers, strong supporters of those who have built the apartments now opening this summer on the hill behind us. The federal government assisting us with rural development funding. The Commonwealth of Virginia, $42 million into the interchange off of I-64. And $17 million again from Augusta County that has opened the road, Life Corps Drive, from the end of our campus all the way to Route 250, which is a path of progress and economic development for life sciences throughout the Blue Ridge. So this is the community investment in faith in what's happened out there. It was 1 year of stuck in the mud and snowed in. But we took, in that period of time, we took the vision, and some of you have seen it. The building is now complete. On Father's Day, the first doctoral students in the inaugural classes of physical and occupational therapy entered the building for the first time. Talk about a leap of faith. They signed up for a program in a building they'd never seen, in a program that had never had students before. And they are amazing students, enjoying the outside terrace and already integrating into the traditions of Mary Baldwin College with Gladys visiting them. State-of-the-art facilities, stunning landscaping, and views that are as indicative as that iconic view when you step out of Hunt Hall and look forward. One thing I want to mention here, some of you were already out there this morning, for the Brenda Bryant Walk and Run Fitness Trail to honor our beloved Brenda Bryant, the founding director of the Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership. In the center of the atrium, at the very top, let me go back. That has been named in her, a gift in her honor, as the Brenda Bryant Loft. She was a key part also of developing the Murphy-Deming College of Health Science. So it's just absolutely stunning. There's a picture of the loft and a view of the vista from that loft that honors her, I think, looking down upon us and upon that building and upon our new ventures. So this is Mary Baldwin College today. And our plan, I hope that you've had an opportunity to read it. We mailed a copy of the plan to every alumna. There is a video, a short video, that's still on the website if you haven't had a chance to see that, about 5 minutes. And then there's a longer gloss on the plan from a webinar, a live webinar that we did on January 24th. So I had a longer period of time there, but just to remind us that our vision will be fulfilled with these 4 key goals. First of all, to create a synergy among these constellations of communities. So this is an animation that I have in the video so that you can understand there isn't any other college in the United States that has this constellation of communities. There's no other women's college that can say you'll get everything, every women's college advantage with professors in a small environment, but at the same time, you can take a 5-year degree and get your 5 years and obtain your master's degree. You can be guaranteed a spot in physical therapy, occupational therapy, or physician assistant studies. You can earn your Master of Letters in Shakespeare in 5 years, and you can take your courses to advance your time and use it wisely through the adult degree program in the summer. There is no other institution like that. All of these synergies already coming together as the faculty members in physical therapy from the Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences went with our residential college students on a mission trip to Haiti. The second goal is to create the infrastructure to support our institution. This is very important. We have to build our mindset around this small university structure. We have to enhance our technology. We are very happy that this week we signed a contract to replace the entire enterprise computer brains of the institution. You know, that doesn't sound exciting, but it is. And as we do that, we're taking a look at refreshing our campus master plan. We have just this week completed a thorough assessment of all the historic buildings on this campus. So we know that we must continue as our financial sustainability arrives and thrives through this strategic plan to value and maintain all of the incredible buildings and undertake some further much needed projects on this campus. The components of financial sustainability are absolutely vital. So we will increase the size of the institution and our revenue, but the financial guardrails continue the fiscal prudence that have put us in such a strong position right now. So even though we've endured the global recession, as many others, real hits to our endowment, we've balanced the budget of this institution for 10 years. We have a modest endowment. You know, as our hearts continue to go out to our sisters in the Sweetbriar situation, we have to pragmatically recognize that we have half the endowment of Sweetbriar, but we use it at a rate of less than 5%, and we use it in a way that sustains and supports the institution and fuels this vision. So I'm very proud of everybody in the community who sacrifices for that. So the growth in the plan will come from our current 1,750 students to approximately 2,200 to 2,500 students. This growth is all carefully projected in fulfilling the first classes in Murphy-Deming, the launch of the RN to Bachelor of Science in Nursing this fall, a set of 4th and 5th graduate programs, the creation of a doctorate in the College of Education, and further enhancement in our other undergraduate offerings. So we will grow in that size, but it's very important that still a majority of the students, majors and graduates from Mary Baldwin in 2020 will be in the core liberal arts and science disciplines. And finally, to enhance our external funding and our overall financial position, thank you so much for all of your support of the Ever Ahead campaign. We're above 70 million, and we're in the push to the finish line in this campaign that has touched every part of the institution to date. Its endowment, its students, and the support that you continue to give us through the annual fund has been the fuel to the vision. Very, very critical to bringing us where we are. So I thank you. I come to this point of humility. To date, Your class of 2015 reunion giving is over $424,000. Thank you. Give yourself. And the top dollars raised is the class of 1965. So we're overall at 9% participation. Can you help me get the rest of your classmates to participate? It's join the vision, join this incredible evolution right now. We have until June 30th. So we have a few months going forward just to get to that so critical participation level of knowing that each valued person is also investing in the institution. So I close by reminding us that before we reach 2020, we have a very important milestone to celebrate in the 2016-17 academic year, 175 years of the quarto centennial. I don't know why I find that word so amusing. Quarto centennial, it's a good word. So what shall we do to celebrate that? I mean, first of all, we're already starting this pride of engagement, of evolution. I think we want to have a year-long celebration. I mentioned during the Grafton lunch yesterday that it is our hope that we can have a homecoming for every graduate in the spring of 2017, an all-in reunion homecoming. That commencement will be the first commencement right here on Page Terrace, where we grant doctoral degrees. It will be the first graduates of the Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences. We want to put together a series of essays to commemorate the year. I'm thinking not so much a chronological recounting, though there will be much to recount since the sesquicentennial history was written in 1992. But to me, it seems that it needs to be an essay of themes that are the enduring qualities of this institution that have made us who we are today, and those qualities that is lived in each one of you. So we need stories. We need a wide variety of stories. Because sometimes people will say to us, because the college has evolved so much, I don't think it's my Mary Baldwin anymore. I hope you know that it is. I hope you see that it is. But most importantly, it can only be your Mary Baldwin, because that sense of personal commitment, whatever was best that was brought out in you, however your faculty helped you exceed your expectation, you had that experience and no one else had that experience. And that's the collective celebration that we will have when we come to our quarto centennial in 2017. Our vision will continue. This is the view from the back terrace to the sky of the atrium of the Murphy-Deming College of Health Science. So let's be emblematic as we continue to reach for those heights for our great college. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. Now please welcome Christy Hawkins-Howe, class of 1993, and the president of the Alumnae Association Board of Directors, and Kim Hutto, our director of alumni engagement, will present the Outstanding Alumni Awards.
Good morning. First, on behalf of all alumni who are here and who could not be here, would you all join me in thanking Dr. Fox for her vision and leadership? We could be many places, and this one's the best, I think. So now we'll celebrate our sister squirrels. The Emily Smith Medallion Award is named after Emily McKeldin Smith, a graduate of Mary Baldwin Seminary in 1906. And recognizes alumni who have shown exceptional commitment to their college, churches, communities, and beyond. This year's recipient of the Emily Smith Medallion is Sarah Armstrong Sally Bingley, class of 1960. Sally couldn't be here with us today, but I just wanted to take a minute to say a few words about her. Sally maintains Sally maintains a steadfast commitment to MBC, as well as many other civic affiliations. She served on the Mary Baldwin College Alumnae Association Board of Directors for 8 years, and also served on the college's Board of Trustees for a total of 16 years. She has been a loyal and generous donor, supporting the Baldwin Fund and many other fundraising initiatives through the years. She and her husband Charles established the C. Perry Nair Jr. Endowed Fund for Study Abroad in honor of her grandfather in 2008. She is an active volunteer for the Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden, and she has been honored with awards for her service. NBC recognized Sally with the Emily Worsing Kelly Leadership Award at reunion in 1998 for her distinguished service and leadership on behalf of the college, and we honor her once again today.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Emily Worsing Kelly Leadership Award is named in memory of former Alumnae Board member, President Emily Worsing Kelly, and is given to alumni who have gone above and beyond, both in their service to the college and in their daily lives. This year, we recognize Elizabeth Jennings, Liz Shoup, class of 1970. Liz is known for her vivacious personality. Liz has a zest for life that many covet but few attain. As you know, her wit, sense of humor, and warmth have endured her to many, and her strong leadership and dedication have been a constant asset to Mary Baldwin College. Liz graduated with a degree in psychology before heading to Pennsylvania and then to Vietnam through the American Red Cross to provide rehabilitation and drug detoxification counseling in military hospitals. 2 years later, she returned back to Mary Baldwin as the Assistant Dean of Students. Liz earned her Master of Education in Counseling and Human Services from the University of Virginia in 1975. She spent 36 years in higher education, serving as a career counselor, guidance counselor, Director and Manager of Alumni Parent, Faculty and Staff Relations, and Program Coordinator at institutions in Virginia, West Virginia, and Kansas. Liz's 11 years of service on the Alumni Association Board of Directors, regular reunion participation, and continued contact with many of her former professors kept her connected with the college, even though she was not always nearby. Liz also served as the Director of Alumni Engagement and Parent Relations at MBC for 2 years. She made time for civic activities, such as directing children's ministries at her church and serving on the Board of Directors for the American Red Cross. She is most thankful for the relationships she's built with friends, family, and former colleagues and students. Liz, please come forward.
We would like to recognize Charlotte Tyson Mewborn, class of 1965, for providing distinguished service to her church and spiritual community, earning her the Service to Community of Faith Award. Charlotte has gone above and beyond to serve not only her church, but to promote Christian values in her community through her own civic engagement. Charlotte participated in many activities at clubs at Mary Baldwin College, including the choir, the Westminster Fellowship, and serving as headline editor for the college newspaper, Campus Commons. She earned her degree in English and then went on to become Assistant Personnel Director at Richmond Memorial Hospital. She also worked as a social worker and then a teacher's assistant before retiring in 2000. Charlotte is a member of the Farmville Community Arts Council, Friends of the Maine Museum, and Friends of the Farmville Public Library. She also volunteered as Girl Scout leader and a Cub Scout leader. Charlotte has been a member of the Farmville Presbyterian Church since 1968. Always eager to lend a helping hand and to offer guidance and support, Charlotte has served her spiritual community in a variety of roles, including deacon, elder, and clerk of session. She is a Sunday school teacher, a member of the chancel choir, and a member of the Presbyterian Women's Group, for which she has fulfilled many functions. She also edited the church newsletter for 30 years. When she's not involved in church activities, Charlotte volunteers for the Farmville Community Soup Kitchen and Meals on Wheels. Charlotte, please come forward.
The final award we are presenting today honors career achievement. Outstanding career performance demonstrates the value of a liberal arts education, and Julie Mays Cannell, class of 1970, serves as an excellent role model for our current students. Julie definitely isn't one to shy away from a challenge. Her work ethic and dedication are admirable and have earned her a reputation that's allowed her to build her own successful consulting company, J.M. Cannell Incorporated. At Mary Baldwin, Julie earned her degree in English and shortly afterward went on to earn a Master of Librarianship from Emory University and then a Master of Business Administration from Columbia University. She was a reference librarian and instructor at the University of Colorado Springs for 5 years before switching gears and becoming a security analyst and portfolio manager at Lord Abbott & Company, a role she filled for 20 years. Her vigorous time on Wall Street prepared her well for her next big career move of starting her own consulting practice. Today, Julie serves the electric utility industry, advising on investor-related issues, and is often called on for her expertise during regulatory proceedings. She is a member of the New York Society of Security Analysts, CFA Institute, where she maintains a Certified Financial Analyst designation, the Wall Street Utility Group, and she's a partner in CFSD Group, LLC, advising electric utilities on financing with regional and local banks. She built her company from the ground up while striking the right work-life balance for her and raising 3 sons who couldn't make her prouder. Julie, please come forward and accept the award.
Let's please give a final round of applause to our awards recipients. In closing, please rise to sing a hymn for Mary Baldwin, written by Professor Emeritus Gordon Page. The lyrics are printed on the back of your program. President Boxer, who has the honor of accompanying us on the piano.